There we go.
From Pinnacle
Facebook on. Ding! It's done.
Welcome to Facebook. It is Tuesday
Tuesday night.
Yay! We just live.
which really doesn't mean Chuck except we play games that night.
Yay.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube channel, everybody, and subscribe, like, and comment, and
Yep.
set alerts, and
All right.
have a good time. Party.
So now that Facebook is live, we'll just reiterate real quickly. Tonight is a special module for Wade's character Manuel. He had split off from the group earlier to do a vision quest to create a relic that he wants with some special abilities.
We're trying to get there.
So basically I'm running a story where he goes on a vision quest. The rest of the players are actually here, but they are going to play figments of his imagination. So it's basically they're going to be playing versions of themselves as Manuel would see them in the hunting grounds. So they're not really their characters, but they are their characters. So the whole point of this is to get Manuel his relic that he wants to make, and it should be a pretty interesting and entertaining story. Probably be a short story. It's not going to be like over several sessions. We should be able to finish it tonight, I hope. So we'll jump right in. So you had explained that you wanted to perform this ordeal to create this relic, and I know you had talked to Felix about it. He has an old friend of his that might be able to help you in that. He knows he is very proficient in the vision-seeking medicine way. His name is Adam Walks in Smoke, and he is a half-breed as well. He's half Apache, half white. So he's an old friend of Felix's. They've actually gone on adventures together and stuff like that for the Raconteur Society, especially when I had to deal with either Manitows or the hunting grounds themselves, or even just Native American culture in general. He was kind of their go-between, their guide, if you will.
Yeah.
So he sends you off to meet with Adam Walks in Smoke, and he is actually not too far. I mean, he's in Tennessee, or probably a little east of Tennessee, but he lives out in the woods. He kind of stays away from people. He does stay in contact with Felix for the most part, but he does kind of shun people as a general rule. He is very loyal and pretty much has kind of an obligation to Felix. Felix has probably saved his life on a couple occasions, but they've kind of done it for each other as well. So you go out and you're going to travel to this area. He gives you a way to get there, and you can use your tracking and all that to actually track him down. You do find what looks like a small ramshackle looking pieced together cabin that's more canvas than wood, so it's kind of like a cabin tent teepee thing.
Yeah.
And you notice that when you get there, there is a lot of smoke in the area. It looks like fog, but it's all just around the cabin. And as you get closer, you can smell the distinct smell of strong tobacco. As you approach the cabin, you do see a gentleman come out. He's a little tall. He's probably about 6'1", so he's a little taller. Long black hair, very stern features. I mean, he's got very Native American features, but he's a little paler than normal. He does seem to have like a little bit of face paint under each eye, and then maybe a little bit on his chin. He comes out and he's dressed in what looks like regular breeches or dungarees and old battered down moccasin boots, but he also has like the undershirt, like the Union, like he's probably wearing the Union underwear, long underwear underneath. And he has suspenders, but it's all adorned with like Native American relics and little trinkets and stuff like that.
Fetishes.
Yeah. You do notice that he does wear a wide-brimmed hat, and he's got 2 eagle feathers sticking out of that. He also has like beads and stuff woven into the hat band and things like that. As he comes out, he's a little older. He's probably in his late 30s, early 40s maybe. He might even look a little older than that just because of the creasing in his face. But he kind of walks out. He does carry a rifle, but you notice the rifle actually has like bird feathers and an eagle feather like wrapped into the stock and stuff like that, and up near the end of the muzzle. So
he's definitely not a follower of the old ways movement, but he does respect the Native American aspect of his history.
Yeah.
And he kind of comes out, and as you approach, are you on horseback, I'm assuming, or did you walk?
Actually, I was probably just walking.
Okay.
And probably would have been using the speed of the wolf.
To make up time?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you get there, and as you kind of approach the cabin, he actually kind of comes out almost as if he's expecting you.
Mm-hmm.
And as he comes out of the cabin, it's like the little flap, and he kind of comes out with his rifle just kind of cradled in his arms and just kind of stands there and waits for you to get closer. And he says, "You must be Manuel."
And you must be Adam Watson's.
You notice he's got a pipe, and there is smoke coming from it, and you notice his eyes are a little like bloodshot. And as he comes out, when the flap opens, you see smoke just kind of curl out from under.
In the distance you hear reggae music.
Yeah. And he kind of says around the pipe, he's like, "Welcome. I understand I am to help you with an ordeal you wish to undertake."
Yes, that would be very good.
Let's talk. Yeah. And he basically is, we don't have to role play. He's going to ask you what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to tell him you want your shield imbued with the turtle shell. Now, do you have a shield you want to use?
Yes.
Okay. So he asks if you have the shield, and if you do, and he says, "Okay, well."
Well, I mean, that's where. Actually, I would ask, is the shield suitable? I mean, will it work?
Yeah, he's basically like, if you imbue it with a favor, it will work, no matter what the shield is. The favor more so than the shield. And you notice he doesn't really have a lot of emotion, a lot of expression to his face,
Mm-hmm.
and he also is just very straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you say, "Will it work?" He's like, "Yes." He doesn't even hesitate. He's like, "Yes, it will work." He's like, "Man, do you plan on doing?" Providing the spirits with offerings before you undertake your ordeal.
Yes.
Part of your ordeal would be a vision quest. Have you been to the hunting grounds?
In a way, yes. The group that I'm with had a excursion in the hunting grounds in our sleep in the recent past.
Not of your doing.
No. It was actually Wolf that actually pulled the party into the hunting grounds.
Brother
pulled
Wolf.
Our spirits into the hunting grounds.
That's impressive. You must have a great connection with him.
I'd like to think so.
Well, you will find out. So he basically invites you in, and he asks, "Have you eaten lately?
Y'all eat yet?
No.
Do you wish to?"
No. I have started my fast already.
He nods, and he's like, "Good. That is a good start." So he's basically going to fast with you. The first day, the first day,
Fast food, McDonald's.
you guys are basically going to discuss what the ordeal is. You're going to go into on your vision quest. You will enter the hunting grounds. He can get you there, but he will not accompany you. But he does have a way to provide spirits to aid you, but they will be of your own making. And he says they will be there to help you, assist you, or to serve as companions as however you wish. They are whatever you decide they are. But they will come from your memories.
I'm a tangerine. I'm a mango.
A bunch of fruits. It's a fruit salad. It's a fruit. Yeah. Then there's the one guy who's a celery stalk. What are you doing?
I'm stalking.
I'm stalking.
Wow.
Okay. So he bases the first day.
Right.
Gotta get out of here. These guys are killing me. Brad, why won't you pick up the phone?
Hot dog wants a word with him.
So yeah, the first day is going to be fasting, and it's basically just talking about what you're going to undertake. He tells you that when you go to the hunting grounds, you will probably be on a quest. You will know it when you get there, and you may encounter spirits along the way. There may be evil spirits. He kind of asks you, have you dealt with evil spirits?
Yes.
Do you know anything about getting around the hunting grounds? It's not like here, or the Tree of Life. You know, he kind of quizzes you on all that stuff. And he's like, I won't be there to guide you, but
What is 6 plus 3?
you're
75.
42. Come
Good.
on, get with it.
So he says you will find people to guide you there, I'm sure, especially if they know you're on an ordeal. But beware, it's a very dangerous place. So that night, you guys kind of rest, relax, bed in for the night. The next morning, go ahead and make your vigor check for your first day of fasting.
So got a 6 on the
Okay,
figure,
so you're good. The next day, he's going to ask about your offerings that you wanted to do, and you were talking about the food and the carving.
Yep.
So this day is when you prepare the food, you make the carving, and then later that afternoon, burn them in a ritual, you know, the ceremony and all that. He kind of oversees it and kind of asks for spirit guidance and blah, 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 you know. Help this poor schlub do his thing. Don't kill him. And then he pretty much tells you you're going to go to the hunting grounds, but it's only going to be your spirit. It's not you. He will stay here and watch over your body while you are on your vision quest. And he said, if you incur wounds, I can tend to them if I can. If I can't, you'll have to heal when you get back, so to speak. So he's very straightforward. He has the hindrance. Well, he has the edge stone-faced.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't show a lot of emotion. His guardian spirit is eagle, you'll find out. So he tells the truth, even if you don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
He will tell you the truth. He's very methodical, very straightforward, and kind of wants to, you know, I'm going to do this, but he's not like, do it now. He kind of lets you do your thing and just kind of oversees everything.
I lost my Facebook connection.
Uh-oh.
Still streaming.
Well, I mean, I can get my Facebook. So
Oh.
I don't think maybe on my end somewhere.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Just saying.
So he basically,
was
the
going
second
right
day,
off on.
you do your burn offerings and stuff like that. The third day you wake up, go ahead and make your vigor check. Okay. So, the third day he tells you is time for you to partake in your ordeal and participate in the vision quest. So, he basically like, here's the Kool-Aid. I'm not sure if the jar or the Kool-Aid is the man. So when you go there, ask him for me, would you?
Oh, yeah.
So he basically has you kind of in the cabin. You notice in the cabin, his rituals are all tobacco, peyote. I mean, he's always smoking.
Yeah.
That's how he got his name. So when you're in there, you're like, oh. And after, there are times when you may actually have to get out of the cabin because you're like, dude, I'm catching a buzz from whatever you're doing. I gotta step. He doesn't bother him at all.
It's held a fast when you got the munchies.
Pretty much. And he constantly has like Doritos everywhere. No, don't touch them.
Cheetos,
Don't eat
Doritos,
them.
and Twinkies. That's all there is. That's all the government gives me.
So basically, on the third day, he has you lay down and he kind of anoints you with like paint and stuff like that. You can kind of use your paint and kind of do the ritual face painting and stuff. He basically tells you to lay here, lay still. He starts up a campfire with peyote and kind of fills the cabin with this smoke. And he's kind of like, you know, it's almost like breathe deep, go to sleep. And when you wake up, you'll be in the hunting grounds, Dorothy. So essentially, you're going to pass out. And you do have those lucid dreams where you're like, I don't know if I'm awake or not.
Yeah.
And then you kind of black out. When you wake up, you are in a field. And as you look, the sky is like a real hazy blue. And you can see on the edges of your vision on the horizon the outline of what looks like a tree in the very far distance. So like when you look at a mountain miles and miles and miles away, you see that little hazy outline of it. You see the hazy outline of this gigantic tree, which you know is the tree of life.
Yeah.
And you are basically on one of the branches, one of the boughs of the tree of life, probably. And as you wake up, you are in the hunting grounds, and your spirit, you are buck naked. So you wake up and you're like, I've changed bodies. I'm now buck naked. Nice. Boom.
He's bent over.
So when you wake up...
Actually, wouldn't I have my war club?
Oh, I meant to tell you, that was one thing. I'm glad you brought that up. He asked if you want to bring anything with you. You can choose one item. The war club? Okay. He has spirit weapon. That's one of the favors he has, so he basically dedicates it to you. So when you wake up, you're buck naked, except for your war club. And your other war club. You're good to go.
Manuel's personality is right there with him.
So when you wake up, you kind of like sit up in the grass, in this long, tall prairie grass, and you're like, okay. And as you look around, you hear shuffling behind you, and as you turn, you see 5 figures kind of have just stopped in the grass behind you in a line. And as you look, you're like, hey, I know you guys. So now you get to describe what we look like in your vision.
Okay.
Whoever you want to start with.
Well, might as well just start.
That's
here
fine.
and go down. So, Kelvin.
Yeah.
Basically, Kelvin, you're carrying a hand cannon. Since you're so...
Like a blunderbuss type thing? Or...
Well, like a small cannon that you're actually carrying.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's since you're so dedicated to rifle shooting and everything. But
Commander
also,
McBride.
would be a female spirit basically hovering around you.
Right. Okay.
And so that would be the main
Kelvin's.
look. But also, as far as like personality, Kelvin is very brash and kind of does the kind of taking the whole light work, amped it up, where it's kind of...
Wow. Okay. That's going to be interesting to play.
Yeah.
All right. Gotcha. Do my best.
For Cobb...
This ought to be interesting.
Yeah. Actually, as far as the visualization, Cobb would be very gruff, very, and which leg is it that you have your limp?
Probably the right leg.
Right leg. Your right leg is basically like just skin and bone. It's just amplified as far as with the... But then also, you would have the basically crucifix as a
Kind of behind me.
kind of behind you. Olaf.
Yeah.
As far as personality and role playing, Swedish chef.
Because he can't understand what you're saying. Bork.
But then
Herpty
as
floopty.
far as the looks, you've got the whole priestly, the Lutheran, but it's almost flowing and almost like in the anime where the wind is always blowing the fabric.
Habit, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just looser than what it actually is, and
Yeah.
kind of flowing in the wind.
Mhm.
Always.
Whatever the answer is, flowing in the wind. Okay.
Yep.
Answer my friend.
Then
I'm not the
Copperhead.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Copperhead actually doesn't have hands, just pistols.
Okay.
And basically has a veil, like his hat, but he has a veil over his face because he's
Okay.
always hiding.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
so
it's always shadowed.
he's just always covered up.
Okay.
And then personality-wise, it's still very gruff, direct, and very in your face.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of like he is now. Sort of.
Even worse.
Even more so.
Yeah.
To the hilt.
And then Bo. Interesting. Okay.
He's a giant dick walking through the...
Walking on his testicles.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. You definitely have Randy still, and it's overpowering.
Yeah.
So But as far as the kind of like manifestation, you also have playing cards just all around you.
Okay.
So it's like
covering.
Basically, that's your so much a part of you that it's just
Yeah.
Kind of hiding stones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be when you would do a hex, you would just be grabbing cards out of the
And
air.
I've got 2 hot things flying around.
Yeah.
Pick those off.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So that is what we look like, and that's how we're going to act this evening. Did you guys get your 2 chips?
Not yet.
Okay, let's go ahead and draw those.
Oh, I can't with these.
Now should I?
Yes, you should draw because this is a new story
so
for
should
you.
I draw 3.
Yeah, draw your 3 like normal. Then if you have to trade any in, go ahead and do that now.
Let's see. Yeah. So. So 3 whites is 3 bounty points.
Yeah. And the yellows are back to whites. They're not blues this time.
Heavier than usual.
Yeah, usually by the time we're done, we're like, okay, there are 2 chips in there.
Right in the middle, okay? Right in the middle.
Okay. All right. So as you kind of awaken and see your companions with you, you can get up and kind of greet them. None of them really seem to take any notice that you're naked. Maybe Bo. But you guys kind of gather together and they all kind of stare at you, and we can greet them however we want.
Are we dressed? Or?
Yeah, we are dressed because we are spirits. So we kind of appear as we would normally. Copperhead probably tips his hat with his pistol. Like, what's up?
You were helping me on my vision quest.
Sounds fair.
Oh, we'll take care of this. No problem. We got you, buddy.
Don't sound all eager. Okay.
Well, I know what I'm good for. Never hang
So now, are we actually here?
It might hurt a little.
Just spirit right.
This is just our spirit representations of how he sees us. It's not us.
Well, I'm glad you got everything right. Thank you.
It's the Hakenuka food. The cookie cocoa one.
Oh, that is right too.
That's so funny.
I think I understood him better now than I ever did before. I gotta get to Gab.
He just said, we're going to make some lasagna.
Well, now that I have this new form, I'm going to try it out. Excuse me.
Oh, this is gonna take all day.
6 years later. Okay, let's start.
So you kind of have a feeling that you should probably start heading the way you were facing. You just have this inkling that maybe you should head that way. Something might be up there.
Okay.
The landscape is just wide open. You're like, I don't know why I'm walking this way, but I think I should. So you begin walking. Everybody kind of falls in step behind you. As you walk for a while, you eventually come across what looks like the foothills of a mountain off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody can roll your cognitions.
Designation income rules.
And let me know what you get. Well, your target number is going to be 7 for you, Manuel. It's going to be a 5.
That's just actual cog or search?
Cog, 'cause it's if you notice it. You're not actually looking for anything.
10.
18.
Okay. 11 for Copperhead.
19.
Okay.
13.
Okay. So everybody but Bo's probably inspecting his tallywhacker.
Yeah. He found a hole in the ground. Pardon me.
Oh, yes, go for them.
Make a
Everything,
cog.
roll your cog.
Yeah, make a cog
Have that
check.
cog, you got this one.
Target number of
Cause a little difficult.
target number of 7.
Oh, well. I'm gonna touch it myself.
That's what was just said.
Oh, look at that. 11. I'm a heightened awareness. Now that I've relieved some of that tension.
I think everybody knows.
I think
Yeah.
his microphone has extra sense
Yeah.
of perception at this point.
Now that I went to take care of some business, I can focus
Yep.
for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you guys are walking, you all kind of notice off by these rocks, you see what looks like a shape kind of crawl up on the rocks, and it seems to be a wolf. And as you look over there, it kind of looks over at you, and then another wolf kind of comes up, and then you see what looks like something big behind them, and it is a very, very large wolf. Almost like, not Princess Mononoke wolf, but like kind of a dire wolf almost.
Yeah.
And it kind of comes up, and it just levels its gaze right at you,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of nods. And you instantly recognize this as Brother Wolf,
Yeah.
or your guardian spirit wolf. And he's got his spirits with him. And he just kind of watches, nods, and watches you all go. The rest of the wolves act just like wolves. I mean, a couple of them like to lay down on the rocks and just pant and look around. Yeah, yeah. There's like 5 of them. They've got a velvet background. They're playing poker over there. Quick, do a painting of this. It's going to sell for millions.
There's some dogs over there sniffing each other's butt. Hey, you hear that? quick, let's get back to the house.
So as you walk past, you kind of see him follow, and as you move on, you see something up in the distance, and it looks like maybe a small curl of smoke, maybe from a campsite or something like that. That's what it kind of reminds you of, like a small fire. So as you kind of continue, you notice that the landscape kind of changes subtly sometimes. Every once in a while you'll come up to like trees and you're like, wow, where did these come from? And it's like heavily wooded.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you kind of move through and you're like, oh, I think there's a clearing up ahead, and you get out there and you're on basically desert.
Yeah.
And as you look behind you, there's no trees. There's nothing there.
Two
but
steps ago, we're in the middle of
Yeah.
the forest. And
Now
Yeah.
there's a saloon behind you.
That's always behind Copperhead.
Oh, all right.
He's got the crucifix, he's got a girl, you have cards, and he has a saloon. His own saloon.
That's kind of nice. If it's only that big.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just the doors that follow him around. Whenever he gets mad, they go, ow, I'm coming out of the booth. So yeah, basically you guys walk for a little while, and this curl of smoke seems to be getting closer and closer. As it kind of, you're like, yeah, I think there's somebody up there, like a campsite. You guys hear what sounds like a snort, like from behind you,
What'd you say, Ola?
and you suddenly hear like
The food from pan to man, right?
hoofs, hoofbeats, like something's charging.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming up from behind you. So everybody make a quickness roll. And go ahead and draw cards like normal.
Yeah, 7.
13. Nine. 5.
I guess since Copperhead's a player, he's got 11. He'll
11.
have to take from your deck.
13 is
1 for participating 5, 10. Hey!
and then 3 for
Aces and eights.
Wonderful.
7. So
2 to him.
and then 2 for Bo.
Oh yeah, I forgot to draw.
That's it.
Go anytime or 5.
Oh,
Okay.
you draw it.
You draw chip. You drew the red Joker.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've read that last time. You can actually, in the updated rules that they have, you can, if you draw a Joker, red Joker, you draw a chip.
Yep.
You draw a black Joker, you get your highest card and lose a chip.
You draw a chip.
I draw a chip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
So pass that on to Wade for his free gift. Thank you for playing.
Come again.
Thank you for playing the home game.
And then I can just keep a hold of that for now, right? Don't have to.
I don't think you have to spend it anytime right away.
Yeah.
The card you have to use this round, but obviously the
Yeah.
chip I think is just yours.
The Jokers you can't put up your sleeve either.
Right. Okay. So, everybody got cards? Aces? Well, before we start, you turn around and see what you're seeing.
Right.
So, what you see coming at you is, at first you mistake it for a buffalo, like a black buffalo. I mean, pitch black buffalo. But as you look at it, it's hunched down. It's like a minotaur. So it's basically like a humanoid body with cloven hooves for feet. It's got huge, massive arms that end in hands, but it has a buffalo head. But you notice this thing is like pitch black, and the eyes are like this burning kind of yellowish color, almost like amber. And as it kind of comes up, you notice its maw is like, the beard is all wet and dripping, and it looks like it's blood. And you notice the horns, the tips of the horns are just dripping blood. And this thing comes bellowing, and as you turn around, it's like 5 feet away. You're like, oh shit, it's right there. So, aces. Okay.
Firing.
Okay. Go ahead and
This is a
roll.
cannon. How's it operate in this situation?
Just use your shoot and roll. Your shooting rifle. Doesn't really matter.
Takes true fire and fail.
And it is going to do the same amount of damage as your rifle would do. Even though it looks big and impressive, it's not like 60-10 damage or anything like that.
Yeah, they're my dice. I know. 34.
Okay then. So you're going to hit.
I don't know. You want to check that?
Yeah. Roll location.
Oh yeah, or fuck die. Fuck!
A 1? Okay. So that's in the leg. So go ahead and roll your damage. 48.
Shot it in the hoof.
Yep.
Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 17.
17. Okay. Kapow! And you notice it blows part of the calf off, and immediately that meat that just fell off just goes right back to it. Looks like it didn't even do anything.
Oh, this is great! We can shoot it forever! That was one ace.
Okay. Second ace.
Shoot again!
Okay.
And I will blurt that out in the process. Oh, we can shoot forever. 8 is my highest.
Okay. Still hits. So roll location.
Oh, location. 14.
In an arm. Okay. Damage.
Damage is 15, 16, 17.
17. Same thing. Blows off and comes right back. Okay.
Yep.
Kings.
Yep. Hurt.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm going to shoot with my rifle that has the ghost rock in it.
Okay.
So, okay. Die. I'm just gonna use 10 and I'll reduce.
Well, here. I got 8s. You can use mine if you need.
Okay. Highest is a 7.
So that hits.
Okay.
So low location.
10.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage and add your extra die for the gizzards.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I get. Okay. I got 2 pops.
Okay.
Come on. That's black. Alrighty. Highest is a.
Well, you add them together for damage.
Oh, I did get. Okay. So 12, 18, 18, 23, 32, 39.
Ooh. So you actually managed to shoot it right through the heart, it looks like, and it lets out a bellow, but it does not stop coming. It seems to just like bellow and flip its head, and you see blood flying everywhere, and it keeps on coming. But you did do some damage to it because there's a nice, good-sized bullet hole right there that's kind of dripping a little. It's not even blood; it's like black ichor, like ooze. It just kind of and runs down its chest fur. Okay, so that was kings, queens. Okay.
Start going.
Yeah, well, you really managed to piss it off, Swede. I have a little bit of faith in God, and I started.
Okay. Roll your faith. And I'm going to treat these as simultaneous. So, Copperhead and Buffalo.
That's the mama food.
Well, this is into the roller of death.
Ooh, not that good. 7.
7?
Yeah.
That succeeds, though, right? Or
He's got to roll his vigor against that.
Oh, okay.
I believe. Yep, he's got to roll. He's got to beat. He's got to beat a 5.
Okay. It didn't seem to affect him.
Damn it, God's left me again.
Because I'm not real, isn't it?
Probably.
Okay, so
Why is this cross upside down?
So if it's getting ready to move,
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and
All right. You try and strike blind. Doesn't do anything. You see Copperhead basically fire off both pistols. Does the same thing. Kind of. And then on his shoulder. Not like him, more like him. And then, yeah, it's actually going to charge.
well. Actually, I'm spending a red chip for my spirit warrior,
Okay.
and so since I have full, since my
Guardian Spirit.
guardian spirit is full,
Okay.
that'll be a total of 18 points
Ooh.
to
18.
spread between dodge, fighting. Well, I'm dodging fighting because I don't have a bow.
Yeah.
Well, I have a bow, but it's
Got it.
not. I'm not gonna shoot it.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Shoot the bow. Not that
So-
bow. And you're using the red card to interrupt him?
Yeah, the red joker.
Okay.
So I'm doing that before he's.
Okay. All right.
But that'll take my fighting to a 14.
Okay. All right. So let's see.
So if he's trying to charge me, he's gonna need a what?
Yeah.
20 to hit.
He's not charging you.
Oh,
You.
Mm.
You did the most to him. So he's going to run up and basically try and grab you by the arm. So let's see.
Teeth.
No, with his hand.
This thing has hands?
Yeah, remember he's like a minotaur.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
So let's see. What is your fighting?
Fighting. What's that number? I
Nimbleness.
got it. Well, my fighting is with a knife is 3. Otherwise, the general nimbleness is a 48.
Okay, we'll use the 3. That's fine. So there. Okay, he manages to grab onto one of your arms, like the wrist.
Okay.
Okay. That was queens, jacks. Okay. He's going to try and grab your other arm.
Go at 3 arms. Right.
No,
That's 3 legs.
That too.
Okay. He grabs onto your. Basically, the buffalo comes up, grabs one of your arms, and grabs your other wrist, and kind of does this. Lifts you up off the ground. Okay. 10s. 10.
Alright, cast.
And fingers.
See what happens. You're pretty close enough, aren't you?
Oh, it's
I'm going to cast Phantom Fingers down my pants.
Well, I'm happy. Sorry, sweetie.
It's like magic fingers, but much more personal.
I don't even have to put quarters in here. My tile was a little disturbed. Oh my lord, I've dropped everything. Oh, and now I can't see it. Ow, it's poking me in my eye. Can you imagine me like that?
Night for both.
Kind of.
These damn cards are flying everywhere. I need to just have them in the deck. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, red joker. What does that mean?
It's a wild card, so you use it, substitute for whatever card you need.
So we got 3 jacks.
Yeah.
I'm on the weekends.
He's a weekend archer, yeah.
Alright, fan fingers. That's with P.
On the weekend, only.
Hooks the the clothes. Come on, come on. There it is. 3 of a kind. Person. Person.
Okay?
Alright, so. Can,
This thing has a size of 9, so he's bigger than a person.
could I lift his arm off of him? Like his hand?
Well, he's got a good grip on it. You'd have to open his hand. Otherwise, he's just... And he's like, hey.
Well, he's
You know
trying
what I
to rip
mean?
him apart though, right?
Looks like it.
Well, if I at least one arm,
Well, you have to ungrip him, because
That's
you could lift his arm, but he's just going to hold on to
can I
him.
try and rip his fingers back then?
You can try.
Alright, I'm
So-
gonna try that.
That's an opposed strength check, right?
So would that be my spirit?
It would be your spirit.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
Cough, please.
Bonus for that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I got a 6.
You got an 11.
Alright, you're screwed.
So you kind of pry his hand, and it doesn't really move at
Alright.
all.
That's fine. Where's that?
9s?
Nines.
You're first.
Okay.
It's right there.
Oh. I think it's the ones he's got. I'm gonna cast Dervish
Okay.
or pray for Dervish.
I'm going to discard these two.
Yes. Made it.
Okay. So what does that do to him?
I can attack twice for every action.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right. So you've got it activated, and Copperhead is going to shoot again.
If we shoot through we'll hit him.
Sure. Shoot the hostage.
Right.
Sucks to be honest.
Gonna do it. Okay. You see Copperhead shoot right dead center about where he shot. It looked like he was going for the same hole, and it kind of hit. A little bit of blood spurts out, but it didn't really do much of anything. So that was 9s, 8s, 7.
I'm going to shoot again. I'm going to call shot this time.
Okay,
For the chest.
for the chest.
Same hole. Trying to follow in. Full lost hole. Trying to put it up full lost hole.
Well, I'm right here now.
Woo! Target number 5, but it's -4, so your target number is 9 to hit his torso, the guts.
So 8, 9. Right at it.
Okay, roll your. Well, you called it a shot, so go ahead and roll.
Six.
6?
Yep.
Okay. Doesn't do a thing.
Okay.
It actually kind of bounces off of his chest. Okay. 6s, 5s.
5.
Okay.
Diamond.
Okay. Copperhead's just going to take another shot. So what do you plan on doing?
I'm jumping up and swinging.
Okay.
Mike.
So yeah, I'm gonna-
He's
Swinging Mike. Good choice.
not gonna do
Motherfucker
anything.
with another motherfucker.
All right. Copperhead shoots one of the legs, and same thing.
Dang it.
Doesn't seem to. It kind of blows a chunk off, and it immediately
Table.
heals.
Table leg.
Okay. Is he gonna swing?
yes.
Swing about a. His fighting is a 6.
Swing it, Badger.
It's 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my best is 15,
Okay, that hits. Roll location.
and I'm also going to be, as I'm swinging, it's like shouldn't have attacked the Swede. 4.
In the leg. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Mm, 19.
19. Okay. So that's 2. All right. So you whack right into its leg, and you can hear it thunk, kind of stick in there for a second, and it bellows. It hurt. Did 2 wounds to it, so you whack it pretty good. That was 5s, 4s, 3s.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and try what you suggested and grab it by the nuts.
Okay. Oh,
Soul
and
blast.
real quick, when Bo cast his hexes, he's like grabbing cards out of the air, and when he casts it, he throws. When he did the thing, it's like a little freakish bat, spider, snake thing flew from his hand and actually, yeah, hit the buffalo, but it didn't. It like latched onto its hand and instantly dissipated.
Yep.
So when he's drawing he's actually using manitows. It's not hexes, it's a manitow he's throwing, just so you know. But like little ones.
Right.
Unless it's like a really powerful or it gets like a really good hand, then it's like, what? You look like a
good
satanic
size.
pig at that time.
Pretty good size. It's like I grabbed by his tail. Like,
Demonic
yeah,
oil,
it's
he just
nuts.
casted this thing.
All right. So is it still spirit?
For,
Grabbing its nuts.
Yeah.
Fan of fingers.
yep.
So just roll a hit.
Well, you gotta cast the hex again, don't you?
No,
Or
it's
does
continuous.
Oh, it is a.
I
Okay.
just
well,
spin the
then-
wind and it's on every
Oh, okay.
round
Then, yeah, go ahead and roll spirit.
to see if I hit pretty much, or just grab it, or how would we do that?
Well, actually, yeah.
How would you do in
Roll.
real life, Mike?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I buy it.
Well-
I got a beer.
Roll your grope. No. Roll your.
I have a 5d12 of rope.
Right. Go ahead and use
Plus
your.
8 Randy.
Go ahead and use your fighting skill.
Fighting skill?
Yeah. And it's.
Well, fighting sword kind of thing.
Oh. So
We got a
his
6.
okay.
So it does bring a whole new.
No, because he has a fighting of 6.
Oh, okay.
So your target number is 11. You clock him in the leg. He's like, son of a. Hey. That feels pretty good. Yeah.
That's the problem with it. It hasn't been milked in a while.
You sneak up on your
He's gonna come over and
you
ask you for a date.
Yeah, it's a milk. It's a milk. It's a
I
hole.
got a whole bucket full.
sneak up on the orc on the bridge and roll a 1
Yeah,
and
yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
gently caress his back and he feels uncomfortable.
2s?
Oh, I'm so badly.
2 club? What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm assuming that I'm kind of like up this thing. I wouldn't be able to aim my rifle,
Right.
so I'm going to kick him in the snout.
Just kick him?
Kick
Okay.
him in the snout. Now, I don't have fighting other than knives, so just nibbles.
-4.
Okay.
And Mike,
Yes.
your card there.
Yep.
And what's that?
And that would be the
All the
zero.
cards.
Okay. So you try and kick him and it doesn't work. Alright.
Wipe the snot out.
So next round?
Well, quickness again.
Yeah.
Show things you had a joker.
Ooh, stop.
11 again for Copperhead, just so you know.
13.
10.
12.
80. Hey. Sold. 14. What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get? What do we got, Manuel?
So do American.
Well,
There we go.
19.
19. Highest quickness. 5 cards. 4. Shut it up.
You fired. You fired.
3.
I'm gonna go back to monitoring.
3. What did?
I rolled 11, so.
Alright, 3 for.
Yep. I had a 13.
I didn't
Oh, yeah,
realize there
13.
were 6 kings in this deck. That's
It's a
awesome.
pinochle deck.
12. So, lots of cards this time.
I see that. Aces.
Art.
Right here. Diamond.
Okay.
Who's this first?
Park first.
Our first. So what are you doing? Olaf?
I'm going to have to try to kick him again because I don't have any other real fighting options at this
Okay.
point. That's 48 minus 4, did you say?
Yeah, -4.
Goodbye. Okay, so 10.
Not enough. You need an 11.
Ow!
So you kick and graze his nostril, and he's like,
Achoo! Achoo! Achoo!
I cast Smite.
Smite. Okay. Ace of clubs. Okay. It's taffy pudding time.
Uh-oh. It's clover time!
It's 4 club time.
Okay, Olaf, would you care to roll your strength? You never know.
Yes, I never know.
I think we're about to see what the inside roll-off looks like.
Just a minute. Ooh,
10? 16.
No!
Okay, so let's see.
The first one.
Oh, put it right back in the joint. Great.
That's been out of place for decades.
Ever since I had to try to push that wheel carriage of the case on and stuck in the mud.
Right. Okay. You basically see him kind of look right at you and bellow and just your left arm rips out of the socket.
Okay.
Basically pop, and there's blood spews everywhere.
Does it actually come out, or you just pops it out of the socket?
No, it actually rips it from the roots.
Ooh.
So you see
Is there any kind of bending I can spend on that?
No, but the good news is
Yes.
you're a spirit.
Yes.
So basically pops the arm off. You see the gleam of bone. Blood spurts everywhere. You do kind of like Herpen Floopty. You yell your Swedish curse word, and he basically drops you, takes the arm, looks at you, and just vanishes.
Bork, bork, bork.
Yeah, he does the bork, 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 and vanishes. And you are left on the ground. You don't.
It was my left arm that went.
Yes,
off?
it was your left arm.
Okay.
So basically, you land on the ground. You have no arm.
He gave you the arm, not just the finger.
Essentially, you're not a human. You don't take damage, but you are going to be like all your nimbleness is like halved. Deafness is halved. So whatever you roll, have it. That's what you get.
Did he take the arm with him? Or
He took the arm with him. Yeah.
If I lay on can I lay on hands and see if that does anything to him?
You can try. Yeah. I will tell you, because your spirits, you lay on hands, it basically stops bleeding. He doesn't look as horrible, but he's still missing an arm.
Okay, that's if I succeed, or
That's if you succeed.
okay.
So-
What's the difficulty level for it? Though?
It would be a 13 is your target number.
And I suffer the same thing if I fail.
Yeah.
You lose your arm.
Everybody's arms are falling off.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
crap, the hunting ground is
So it's
terrible.
like, don't worry, Olaf, I'll help you. Thud. Man. But you notice,
So my nimbleness is -2. Did you say?
no, it's whatever, you roll it like normal and then have it, and that's what you roll.
We'll just pull out a
No, my
hanky.
cards.
Yeah.
Just pull out a hanky. And hand his head up for him.
Mr. Hank.
Yeah, now that I cast all my shit, he disappears.
So basically, Olaf, you kind of stumble back up. Yeah. Okay. You're not really suffering pain or anything like that, but you are just very limited in what you can do.
Yeah.
So you still have your rifle in your right hand, but it's like,
Target selected.
I got it.
That's what I agree.
You do notice seems a little weaker, obviously. Like his spirit stuff is a little bit harmed, but he doesn't seem to be suffering. It's more like, well, that sucks. But yeah, he does seem to have a weakened grasp on spiritual being there.
And
It's
Anastasia
not much.
comments, "Ouch!
Yeah.
What the perk?
First the first.
What the perk?"
Yeah.
Thanks, Anastasia.
So as you stand up, the rest of the party is kind of like, you react like normal. I mean, it's like he just had his arm ripped off. So, Copperhead's just like, that had to hurt. Any of you guys, like, you would immediately like, oh, are you okay? Like, patch it up, but not lay on. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So everybody shows concern for Olaf as they normally kind of would.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you kind of come to, or that settles down, it's almost like eerily quiet. And as you look back, that curl of smoke is still right over there. I mean, it's
I have to roll play this.
tuck it into the sleeve. Physical role play. That's costuming right there.
Your arm fell off. You didn't get naked.
That's Bo.
Yeah.
He's got an extra hole.
All that sleeve, this little wobbly.
Need a hand?
Might need an arm up.
So basically, you guys kind of start walking that way. You notice that Olaf does walk a little slower, obviously. I mean, he's not in pain, but everything's a little slower. His nimbleness is halved, so his pace is probably -2. So as you guys walk, you kind of have to help him along, maybe.
Move your ass along. Ah.
You'd
You'd think you'd be lighter with one arm gone. So as you guys walk
I
up
move faster than you, and I got a bone spur for a leg.
for a leg. Okay. So as you guys kind of move up, you start seeing that campfire really clearly, and it looks like there's somebody laying in a bedroll, kind of like wrapped up or something. And there's like a campfire that's kind of burnt out and kind of smoldering. Hot pocket. Yeah, it's actually just a giant burrito. Yay!
Bonus.
So no, as you kind of walk up
Anymore.
and approach the campground, you see whoever's in the bedroll kind of rolls over, but it's like a big bedroll. I mean, you don't know if the sight's playing tricks on you, like whatever. But as you kind of move up, do you announce you're coming, or do you just walk up to the campsite? Okay. You see somebody kind of move their head, and at first you think it's another buffalo, but as it sits up and kind of stretches, and it actually kind of gets up, it's a human. But he's like 9 feet tall. Like a perfect specimen. I mean, it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger just got up, and he's 9 feet tall. He's Native American. He's got long black hair. It's his bandana, or his like headband, kind of is imbued and stitched with like, it looks like thunderclouds with lightning bolts.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got turquoise beads that kind of hang down around him that almost look like raindrops in his hair. And as he stands up, you notice he has 2 lightning bolts like scarred into his chest, like ritual scarring. And he also has one on each like bicep and one on the back of each hand. And as you kind of see him stand up, kind of yawns, and when he stretches, you hear his back crack, and it sounds like thunder. Just that. And as he...
It echoes in the distance.
Yeah, basically it's like thunder rolling, and as he kind of gets up and looks at you, you notice the skies are darkening. And he kind of stands there. He's kind of got the deerskin pants, loincloth, and the moccasins. And you notice next to him is a tomahawk built for him.
Ask him if he comes from the land down under. Then give him a bite of your sandwich.
Vegemite only.
Yeah. As he kind of stands, he looks down at you. And he kind of nods, looks at everybody. What do you want?
Not to die.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, well, we shall see.
Well,
You
make sure
may.
you get Bo first.
I'm just here for knowledge.
Knowledge. That's not usually the way of our kind. You follow the warrior path, the war path,
Yes.
and you seek knowledge.
I seek knowledge on, in the end, helping me follow the path of war better. More ably.
You should be able to do that on your own, shouldn't you?
Well, what are the gifts of the spirits but our own extension of ourselves?
Seems like you're fairly knowledgeable enough. But you need help. Who are they?
These are the people that I have come to find as companions.
One-armed preacher, one-legged preacher.
Almost one-legged.
Almost one-legged.
More like a third-legged preacher. But not like both third-legged. He kind of looks and he's like, these are not of our people. And he kind of sniffs the air. He's like, you're not exactly of our people either, are you?
No, not totally.
And yet you follow our ways.
Yes.
You must prove to me that you follow our ways before I aid you in any way. What can you do to appease me? What can you perform?
I got this.
Hello?
Well, actually, as far as performing, that would be probably the dance ritual.
Okay.
So, you want to lay down a beat?
God pulls out his DJ booth.
Look at my boy.
So it is time for the elaborate dance.
Okay.
So 4 hour.
Yeah. Now, it says 4 hours. Basically, what's going to happen, it will seem like 4 hours, but you don't know how much time has passed. And you guys are just like pretty willing to be like, wow, nice job. Yeah, good job.
We just kind of walk around a little bit.
Yeah. You guys can start a mosh pit if you want.
So you want me to make the roll for the...
Yeah, go ahead and roll your ritual. And whatever appeasement points it grants you, mark those down.
Thank you. Okay, so a 15, which is 2 raises.
Okay.
So that was a total of 3 raises.
Okay. How much did you get from your burnt offerings? Did it?
Well, I get an extra per, so
Yeah. Okay.
I'm technically already at 5.
Okay. All right. So after the dance ritual, he kind of watches and he seems to be enjoying it. And when you're done, he's like, "You do well. You honor us very well for
Thank you.
one who's not fully blooded. But we will not hold it against you as long as you keep your ways."
Is it not
way
the
over
ways that
there.
are more important than the blood?
Hmm.
Is it not the ways that are more important than the blood?
It is. So if you keep to the ways, you will have my honor, my respect. Now, because we are brother in spirits, you and the Thunder people, we, or I, will aid you. What do you seek here? What is it you wish to accomplish?
That's for Wi-Fi.
I'd like to invent hot dogs, please.
He's like, that's stupid.
You should die now.
You're not inventing hot dogs. Now, the slaw dog, we can do that.
I'm on a vision quest to help me. I'm going through an ordeal to imbue my shield with turtle shell.
I see. To better protect yourself?
Yes.
What
It
about
has proven very helpful on occasion.
what about them?
Well, what about them?
We're here for fodder.
I could use it.
He says,
They're here for morale.
do you seek to protect them as well?
That's mine.
What the
If it
hell?
is possible. But I usually protect them by standing in front of them.
Warriors tend to do that, I suppose. Just don't forget who's behind you. A good warrior also knows who he can rely on and who needs to be by his side, and when. The one you seek is Kaya, the turtle, the actual turtle.
Yes.
He is that way on one of the boughs of life. You will find his cave, and if you have garnered enough praise from the spirits, he may grant you your wish, your request, and you will fulfill your ordeal. If you do not have enough appeasement, he may turn you away. You have a long road ahead of you. Perhaps you should rest. If you rest here, I can keep you safe. But once you leave this camp, I cannot protect you, and I will not aid you any further. This is your ordeal, and yours alone.
This would be a good place to rest.
Yes, it would. And as he kind of sits, he's like, "You must be tired from your journey. Do you wish to eat?" And he actually kind of uncovers some food. And it looks really good. In fact, you guys are like, "Hell yeah, we want to eat."
We ain't fast enough.
Use some spirit food.
Yeah.
Fasting is part of my ordeal, so I'll have to.
You notice he kind of looks at you and kind of like nods. Kind of like, yep, okay. So you guys eat, kind of bed down, and it feels like for you, it's like, and I'm up. But you're fully rested, all that stuff. So and as you wake up, he's basically standing over you with his tomahawk. And he says, I must...
the snooze one.
Snooze! He says, well, I must be on my way, and you must be on yours.
Yes.
I have a feeling you're...
We will be on ours.
Thank you for the.
He will be on his assistance.
You say one more thing.
Say one more thing. Say
And
one
I'm
more
chopping
thing.
off your John Thomas and giving it to that buffalo as a gift. And then you will have invented the hot dog.
Slaughter.
Slaughter.
Ask him about
Oh,
the
no, no,
buffalo.
slaughter.
Slaughter.
No, maybe you should, just in case. Maybe he might have something important to say about it. Like where his own might be.
He's kind of packing up his things while you guys are talking.
By the way, if I might, as we approached your camp, we encountered a black, pitch black buffalo that is the one that took his arm.
Took it back to the Deadlands. You may receive it again, but I wouldn't go retrieve it. And if you do receive it again, keep it separate. You don't know what they've done to it. The Manitou, I mean. This black buffalo you speak of
Yes.
is a Manitou. He's trying to stop you from accomplishing your goal. Apparently you and your companions have angered the masters.
Well, that is true. We have encountered actually, because Manuel was there the one time they met Stone, right?
Yeah.
We have encountered one of the servants of the Reckoners.
There are many, some more powerful than others.
Yes, well, Stone is known to be a very powerful servant.
If you say so. He probably is. I do not know that name, but I know there are greater Manitou here who wish to stop those who frustrate their masters, the Reckoners. As a matter of fact, one of their servants, you're lucky he's not trying to stop who's watching over you right now. They have bad history together. Very bad. If you seek knowledge, you may ask him about that.
I will.
Well, I must go, and so should you. I believe you have friends up ahead. At least I think someone wants to speak to you.
Okay.
He pretty much slings his bedroll with all of his stuff in it over his shoulder, tucks the tomahawk in his belt, and he says, I am Konochi. Was well met.
Well, that could also.
And he pretty much turns and starts stalking off. So you guys kind of like, goodbye.
And then what the direction he indicated.
Yeah. So you start walking, and as you walk, it's kind of that weird thing again where it's like, yep, and leave his campsite, and we're on rock. Okay, rock desert, and his campsite's no longer behind you.
Looks like Arizona.
Yeah, looks kind of like Arizona. You're coming up to like what looks like a cliff face. There's all kinds of caves in the cliff face, and you kind of find yourself climbing the rocks to get there. Sometimes you're like climbing rocks, sometimes you're walking on the surface of the rocks, but as you look over, birds are flying perpendicular. Like you're like, I think we're walking on the wall. Like Batman. So, things don't work quite that well in the hunting grounds. And you just kind of keep focused on what you're doing. You're okay, but you do get disoriented quite a bit. You have a feeling if those spirits weren't here to tell you where to go, you would probably be totally lost in here.
Yeah.
You guys are like, yeah, whatever. We're following you. If you wander off, don't wander off. So you guys stick together all the time. As you kind of climb the cliff face, You look like there's several caves kind of scattered around you. There's one in particular that seems to be calling to you. And as you kind of reach one of the ledges and kind of get up, you're all on this ledge. It's probably about as wide as this table here. So it's kind of like standing. As you look down, it looks like you've gone
Miles.
40 miles. You're like, oh, so this is the top of Mount Everest, or halfway up, and you guys are like, wow, this is kind of narrow. And just as you kind of stop there for a breather, you hear that bellow, and you hear hoof prints charging, and you can see rocks kind of shudder off of the ledge and just clatter down this cliff. And from your right, you hear, coming around the bend, you see a big black hand grab the wall, and it comes into view and starts moving around the corner, that big black buffalo. And as it kind of sees you, its eyes like glow yellow, and you can see smoke, and actually it looks like it's had blood in its nose, and it just spurts out, patters on the pavement or on the ledge, and just kind of starts moving in. Sorry for the pun. I didn't move in.
Yeah.
That was utterly bad.
I know. Well, he is a cowboy.
Oh!
I'm getting pelted.
That's no bull.
Oh!
Ow! That's my brain. Thank goodness it hit it there.
You're lucky he doesn't have his little calf with him, because if you pushed him off the ledge, you'd be like, bye, son. Oh my God, no. Okay, all right. Sorry about
Steve.
I'm sorry I heard that.
I couldn't control myself.
I know. I'm sorry I heard that. Ow!
You realize I have 5 of these, right?
That's no bull.
You're getting all 5. Let's go. Okay. So he comes around the corner and basically snarls, starts moving up. So quicknesses.
Ooh, 2 pops. Thank you.
5.
20 even.
$39.
Holy crap.
I think that's good for 5.
So Cobb pulls out the ring, pops it open, the flash suit comes out and envelops him, and he's like, I'm ready to go.
20. So that should be 5 also.
Copperhead's asleep. He got 10. He's like, what? Huh? So 3 cards for me.
Mike?
8.
8? Okay, we'll pass those down. Olaf, what'd you get?
5. So 2 cards.
That guy looks like the guy from Mythbusters.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
But which
Sorry,
one?
Kermit the Maid. I didn't see it posted.
But which one do I look like?
The dead one.
Oh, okay. The gelatinous body they always throw off the cliffs.
And Anastasia had commented about dedication to his character. Way to go.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so everybody got cards?
Yep.
Okay, aces. All right. Hey, okay, so Wade, you're first. What do you do? Okay.
Since it's been, I assume it's been 4 hours.
Yeah.
The other previous one is
Yeah.
off, so I will pop same thing, Spirit Warrior.
Okay. All right, so you can do that. Now, how many points do you have in your Guardian Spirit? Does that...
5 right now.
Okay.
That's where when I spend the chip, it goes off what's in the
Guardian Spirit.
Guardian Spirit.
Okay.
So
So don't... But those are appeasement points you have stored up, right?
yeah.
So don't forget, those will count towards your overall goal,
Unless
too.
Doesn't he get twice the appeasement when he's in the hunting ground?
I think he does. Yeah, so...
Well, is that for a ritual?
You want to look that up for us, Brian?
Yeah, I actually brought that book.
Okay.
Because in that case, I would have
10 points.
3 extra.
Or, yeah.
Well, no, 3 more off of the dance ritual.
Oh,
I had
right.
3 for that.
Right.
So if it's double, then I would have 6. For
Right. So once he finds that out, make sure you
Yeah.
keep track of that. Okay, so anyway, you pop Spirit Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm going to move towards it. Try and get in front of him.
Between him and the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're kind of in the middle of the group, so probably Copperhead and Kelvin are closest to him, and then these 3 are on the other side. So,
Yeah.
how about you, Mike?
I call cast Soul Blast, and
Okay.
I got 3 of a kind, and that's 4d8.
Okay, all right.
Watcha!
He throws a rabid demonic chihuahua at him.
and it was a Chihuahua because it did only 11 points.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, what was the location?
Oh my heaven! Nutsack, 14.
14. That's a chest. Arm. Okay. So yeah, basically it kind of hits into it, bites him, and it just kind of whoop, heals right back up.
Bad man.
Actually, you did 14 points? Yeah. So, actually, no, it would have taken a point of damage from that.
Good, but Chihuahua.
Okay, so when you're performing rituals, add your. Now this might be old now. I don't know. Add the shaman's spirit coordination, not die type, to the final ritual roll. Ritual roll. You understand that?
Oh, so whatever you rolled,
Add
whatever
the
your
shaman's spirit coordination. So what's your spirit?
4d12.
Okay, 4. To the final ritual roll, so you get +4.
Okay,
Any
to
ritual
the
roll.
to the roll itself.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't have been enough to bump it because I was
Okay.
right at 15.
Right.
So I would have needed a 5 more to get another point.
Another point. Because I know Hex Arcana kind of came after that, but it didn't say anything about. When I looked it up,
Okay,
it didn't
let's
say.
see. All keys at points generated are doubled.
Oh, cool.
Are generated are doubled.
Right. So even though you only got 3, you still got 6.
Yeah.
I got it.
Well, I don't know if that's when he whatever he's had stored. I don't think is doubled.
Right.
No,
Just the
whatever
ones.
he
Just the ones
generates
he's
now.
generating in here.
As,
Yeah.
as the rituals occur in the hunting grounds.
Yes. Okay.
And he's your vision quest. If he was here physically, you might get a penalty if they noticed stuff on him that didn't belong here. But that
Oh,
doesn't
right.
count here.
Yeah. No. He's there in spirit.
Oh, did you need to know for him? For Mr. Magic?
Oh.
Huckster?
Oh yeah.
True.
So I know it's easier for him to cast spells. I think. Because the mana tiles are prevalent. Actually, I guess it won't matter
All
because.
jokers are wild cards.
Okay.
Huh?
All jokers are wild cards.
Okay.
Oh, they're not dealing with Manitow.
Oh.
Because he's connected to all spirits,
Oh, okay.
I think.
Actually, that's not even going to apply because he's not a real person.
Well,
So
that's true.
yeah.
Well,
so,
that wouldn't apply anyway. So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
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 So what he's doing is what he's doing. Okay. So that was aces, kings. 2 kings. 3 kings. Okay. You go first both times?
Harper goes first.
Well, spades, then hearts,
Spades,
then clubs
Uh,
last. So
I'm aiming for the chest again.
Okay.
That seemed to do something last time. So,
Yeah.
what's my difficulty?
Target number is 5.
16. All
Okay.
right. 18, excuse me.
Okay. So you hit. And you got a raise. 2 raises. So roll your location.
Oh, I thought I called it.
Oh, I guess you were aiming. So yeah, you didn't get a raise. You didn't need one. So go ahead and roll damage.
32.
Okay. All right. You and you put a pot pie size hole in his chest. Doesn't go out the back or anything, but he kind of howls and bellows in pain, and you see it actually like smolder, and he just kind of looks right. I can see Take that, Buffalo Chip. Okay, so second one.
That hurts.
I'll follow right back over the
Yep,
road.
go ahead. Same called shot.
Same call shot. Uh, 22.
Okay, so
So no damage.
no. This time it kind of.
It's like, wait a minute.
He probably stands to the side, so it goes by him, and he just kind of looks at you. Not very happy. Remember in Gremlins 2, the one that was crazy and his eyes would roll? That's what I see Kelvin looking at. Okay. Kings.
So I'm trying to make my way past everybody and get up to him.
Okay.
Basically, and I don't know how difficult that'll be on the ledge here.
It is going to be difficult because the way you described Kelvin and Copperhead who are in your way are no nonsense in your face. So they're probably not going to move very well. So first one you get to is Copperhead. So you have two choices to move Copperhead. You can either use persuasion of some kind. Could you please step aside? Because he may respect you and move. Or you can actually just kind of push him out of the way with your fighting. So how do you want to approach Copperhead? Because even though these are spirits, you still feel like it's your companions.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'd be trying to persuade.
Okay.
Excuse me. I need to
Let me by kind of
let me
thing?
by so I can
Okay.
get up in front in this thing's face.
On your
Do you-
left.
On your left. Do you have any kind of persuasion skill?
Right there should work.
Does that even work?
Not at all.
Okay. Roll your main. Just straight main.
4 to
Basically
1.
taking this
4 and a 1.
opportunity to, like,
Okay.
fine tune stuff, see what actually works.
Let's see.
So,
Is everything working or not working?
Yeah, they're working.
They working the way you want it to work?
kinda.
Well, Copperhead pretty looks over his shoulder, and he kind of like has his guns up, and he kind of looks over his shoulder, looks back at the thing, and steps behind Kelvin so you can get by. Because Copperhead would know you're more equipped to handle this. You remember that. He's like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing in the hunting grounds. I don't know. So he actually does kind of stop for a minute, but he does step aside. So you can get past Copperhead. All right. That was your king.
Yeah.
Okay. Queens.
Yeah. 2 diamonds.
Okay.
Do I have like my cudgel, my walking stick?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah. Well, I would assume he'd carry his walking stick because he has a bone for a leg.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll spin a white chip. I'm gonna concentrate it against this guy.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So, and then what are we like on a little plateau then on top there?
Yeah, you're on a ledge, so.
Okay. Can I actually get to him, or do I have to go around him?
No, you would probably be right on the other side. So he's moving that way. You can follow him. And he just had Copperhead like flatten up against the wall, so you could kind of move
I'll
too.
just follow up behind him for right now,
Okay.
and as I do so, I'm gonna go ahead and cast. I'll cast Smite again.
Okay.
Made it.
Okay.
Nothing special, but I made it.
Okay. Now that was Queen. Did you have another Queen, or was
No, that was
okay?
2 queens.
Okay. Jax, yes.
So, do I have a curve shot of this thing?
Not really, because everybody's in your way. So.
Okay. I guess I'll just put that under my sleeve.
Okay. Tens. Copperhead's going to put that under his sleeve because he's letting you two go by. Eights, or nines, I'm sorry. Nines. Eights.
I'll cast Dervish.
Okay.
Yep.
Sevens.
What
else are you gonna
okay,
cast?
Now I'm tired of waiting, so I'll kind of squirt around him and tap tap.
Okay.
Try and see what I can do.
All right.
Stick your finger in his eye.
Boink, boink.
Do the whole Three Stooges routine with him. Knock, knock, knock. Oh, you had a 9?
I was busy here.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
What would you have done on your 9?
How big is this thing?
He's the size of 9, so he's probably about 12 to 14 feet tall.
So I have to shoot over them, aim for his head.
You could try. Yeah, you could try that.
Okay.
What's my difficulty?
Huh?
What's my difficulty?
11. Because his fighting is a 6.
Nope, and I went bust on the first one.
Okay. And that was your first fighting roll?
Yeah.
Okay. You stumble and almost fall off the ledge.
Okay.
So make a nimbleness check. Target number of
3.
5. Okay. So you actually start to go over the edge.
Can I spend a chip then?
If you wish, you can spend a
I'll
chip.
spend a chip.
Okay.
Alright. Sorry. 5, I got beat.
Okay, so you almost fall over and manage to pinwheel yourself back against the wall.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I got 9. I do -4 for the call shot, so it's 5.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got a 9, but don't forget you're halved for your deftness and nimbleness because you only have one arm.
So would that go to would that go to
Round
5
up.
or round
So,
up?
5.
So it'd be 5 -4 1.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So you pull off a shot, goes right over his head.
So I still get my second one?
Yep, you do.
Eight.
Okay. So you swing at him when you recover, but he just kind of manages to back up a little bit. Okay. That was 7s, right?
Yeah.
6. Okay. Copperhead.
6. Sorry.
Oh. You first.
Shooting.
Okay.
Called shot again.
Okay.
Pretty much his always called shot is brash. He's gonna always take it,
Okay.
try to kill it in a hurry. 2 pops. 3 pops.
Ooh.
Or 2 pops. 29.
Okay. You actually boo and put a hole through its chest. Looks like it doesn't hit the heart or anything, but it blows a hole. You can see daylight, and it just snarls and goes absolutely apeshit. So it's just screaming at the heavens, but it's still up.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
6s. Yeah, Copperhead's going to take a shot.
If you hit something long enough, you'll poke through it eventually.
Didn't do a thing to it, so that was 5s now. 5.
Soul Blast.
Soul Blast.
Soul Train! At this point, Kevin was just singing, I'm working on the railroad all the day.
Either that or the Anvil Chorus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can that be a... oh, shit. I'm trying to think of what that's called. Or the other one. When they use the cannons in the orchestra.
Oh, 1812.
1812 orchestra, yeah.
Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow. Yeah.
How you like that?
Goddamn Manitou. Imagine he had some dynamite. Because he would totally be throwing dynamite right now.
Jasmine with fidgets sends likes to the host.
Hey, thank
I don't know
you.
whether you, us in general, me because I'm welcoming everybody.
Thank
Come
you.
on, but
Either way.
thanks,
Thank you.
Gavin.
Hi, G.
I'm gonna beat the living piss out of it. The 2D.
I'm gonna beat the living piss out of you.
So that's an 8.
Okay. So you throw a really angry earthworm at this thing.
Yeah.
You get it right in the middle of his chest, they can wiggle around in there for a little while.
Okay. Those 5s, 4s,
Spades.
Cards.
diamonds. So, Brad, you're first.
This is my whooping stick, even though it probably won't hit. Ooh.
Maybe.
11, you said, right?
Yep.
First one hits.
Okay.
So,
Smack this bad boy.
I don't know, but
Right in the,
roll location. I'm sorry.
ooh, right in the left testicle.
All right then. Oh,
so this is
you're
my
only gonna
straight
have
start.
half a child.
Right in the mommy daddy button.
Inside half or outside half?
7. Eight. So that's 18. 19.
19 points of damage?
Yeah.
Where at?
Oh, that's a good point.
Left pinky.
4. In the leg.
In the leg. Yeah, right in the kneecap. He lets out a bellow. You managed to knock him pretty good. And you said 19?
19.
Okay, yeah, you crack. You think you feel something like pop out of place.
Love from God, baby.
So he basically bellows again. He's already rabid. You see this like greenish blood foam coming out from the side, and his phloem. It's the Nickelodeon stuff. And then his eyes are basically starting to roll like real crazy.
That was my first hit.
Yeah, go ahead for your second hit.
Well, let's see. Come on, baby. No.
Okay. So you swing again, but miss. Yep.
Shooting.
Sure you don't want to persuade him for anything.
Shoot or persuade?
Which one you want to do?
I'll shoot.
Okay.
It's Kelvin.
Okay. No,
11.
11?
Yeah.
Okay. So you hit. Go ahead and roll location. Were you calling a shot? Oh, you were calling a shot
Always
still?
calling. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Always calling.
I like that noise.
It sounds really good on phone.
It sounds like Bo's in a hotel room next to us.
Oh man, here we go.
25.
Except you don't hear another guy going, "Stop it, goddammit."
Get off me, mister!
You just don't know what you're missing, boy.
Told you the sheep are outside.
What'd you roll? 25?
25.
Okay. You blow another chunk out of his chest.
You're blowing chunks. Oh.
And it's still going.
It's fine.
Yep.
Punch through.
4s. Copperhead. He's going to take a shot at the head. Ooh, he hit.
Yeah, it really helps to have that on. It does.
Yeah.
Actually, with that.
Yeah. The blue light means it's
I
on.
thought it was.
Oh,
earlier.
it was never on.
It was on.
It was on at first.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It went off, so.
Okay. Copperhead shoots, hits it in the head,
Yeah.
and it actually like recoils and kind of like jerks its head and kind of it almost snaps it out of its panic, and it just kind of fumes and looks at the three of you who are right up there like just murder in its eyes. So that was 4s, 3s. Okay, your first one.
All right.
Get him.
Jumping forward and swinging.
Okay.
Hmm. 18.
Okay. So you'll hit.
With a raise even.
Yeah, you're right.
14.
Well, you could put it in the upper guts,
Yeah.
but that's about it. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Total of 10.
Okay. Okay. So you managed to do one more pretty good wound to its chest.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do, it basically snorts. And it's going to swipe at you with its claws.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So your fighting right now is 14.
Yep.
Okay.
Plus 1 for my club.
Okay.
That's 1 to defense, so
Okay.
total of 20.
Ooh. 21. It actually hit. Let's see. So strength. It's 2d6.
At least one popped. With all those dice, it's almost inevitable one would pop. Multiple pops.
Oh, I gotta roll location. 18 upper guts. He's gonna do 34 points of damage to your upper guts.
Oh, man.
The 6 kept acing. 34 points of damage.
How many
So
wounds is
5
that?
wounds.
Yeah, it'd be 5 wounds.
That's a killing blow.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Man.
And as he does, just rakes across your chest, and it looks like you were going to just buy the farm right there. But you managed to step back just in time, so it just kind of swipes right past you, and you can feel the force behind this. As it does it, it's looking you right in the eyes, and it vanishes.
Damn it.
So we are out of rounds for that.
Any
The
cards
gargoyles.
Okay. So once it vanishes, you guys are kind of like, ah! Everybody takes stock. You're all okay. You're still missing an arm, so you're good. Basically, you kind of...
And he didn't have it with him.
Huh?
He did not have it with
No,
him.
he didn't have it with him. As you guys kind of stand there, you hear like the wind howl through those caves.
Ow!
Well, as it kind of blows through those caves, you actually hear a wolf howl from
Nice.
nearby at that cave that you were being called to.
Okay.
So you can kind of make your way up that cliff face.
Guided.
Yep, and kind of move to the entrance of that cave. And as you do, you kind of see in the darkness like 4 sets of like yellow eyes. And as you kind of move in, it kind of brightens actually, and you see 4 wolves in there, and they kind of look at you, put their ears up, kind of turn around and start walking.
Follow.
Okay. As you kind of follow them deeper into this cave, you notice that as you walk by, you see other wolves. Some of them have pups that they're kind of protecting. And toward the back of this cave, you see it kind of opens up, and right there is,
Batmobile.
yep, the big wolf, brother wolf, as we call him. So he's kind of sitting at the back of the cave, just kind of sitting there. And as he looks at you, it's kind of like you hear his voice in your mind. You don't really see him talk, but he says, "Welcome. How is your journey going?"
Fairly well so far, except for the pitch black bison that seems to be very annoyed.
Mm. Well, perhaps it is you who is annoyed. It is from your past. It chose that form for a reason.
Yes.
Perhaps it's trying to draw your rage and anger toward it, rather than the actual foe you should be facing. What's beneath it? But that is something you can think of, and something you can practice here on the walls. Why don't you favor my pack and show us
How you pee on the walls.
show us how you envision your past and your future in pictures, not words.
Very well.
Picture page.
Yeah, basically.
So, painting.
Painting, yep.
Anastasia says, "Oh, wolves."
Yeah.
Go to our YouTube channel. Subscribe.
Today.
Go fast.
That's what the wolf, he's like, you paint, you pups, check out YouTube.
Make sure you subscribe today.
Make sure you subscribe, heap 'em big.
Keep
No.
them big.
Hit that bell notification so you know when Big Wolf comes.
All right.
Manuel starts painting the YouTube logo, the Facebook logo.
Instagram.
I have seen these symbols before.
You said show you in pictures. It's a YouTube channel, Raconteur Society. Check that out.
Go push it. Go
You
push
can
it.
look at their history and their future. Come on.
What is this? Account suspended.
Account suspended. Who is this Bo person? He sleeps with many? Is that Bo sleeps
Bo
with
sleeps
many?
with many.
And sometimes at the same time.
Yeah, probably.
You need a rolling arena, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a 20,
Oh, good. Okay.
which is would be a total of, let's see, so 2. Total of 4, double would be 8.
Okay. So how many appeasement points do you have total right now?
1 billion.
2
Billion. I should have been the vampire we wrote.
Actually, I have 16 that I've collected. Still have 5 in my totem, so 21 at the moment.
Okay. All right.
It's like some bad quest from Zelda or something.
How many gems have you collected? Don't forget your ring, Sonic. Every time the buffalo hits you, it's like all your appeasement points. And you gotta save the little animal spirits at the end.
Grab your card.
Okay.
Oh, the raccoon slipped out of your hand.
So yeah, if he was asking for history and past and future, probably would have painted family, and then the family getting the attack of the buffalo soldiers,
Mm-hmm.
and then the showing the group, and then some of the monsters we faced together, like
Okay.
the Tarantula,
Yeah.
some of the
Wendigo.
villains,
The Wendigo.
the Wendigo,
Yeah.
some of the villains we faced, like the guy in the armor.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The vampire.
And as you're painting, doing the cave painting, you notice you rolled a 20, so you did really well. It's almost as if the pictures you're drawing have movement to them, like the motion comics.
Yeah.
So as you're doing this, it's kind of like
It's the Harry Potter paintings.
they kind of play out the scene
Mm.
as you paint them, and as you do, you feel that connection to those memories, and it seems like it's more powerful to you. You know, you're like, oh yeah, and here's where we fought the Wendigo, and you're like, oh my god, that was so scary, and wow, that was really
He's dynamite.
yeah, yeah, and
Moment of
it's
history.
yeah, and it is kind of
When
like
the page turned.
yeah, and it is kind of like it would be like your classic montage, you know, like, oh, this is where Copperhead almost got possessed, and this is where Bo found out he had 2 kids. And neat, you know, all these epic things.
And 2 diseases.
This is where a whole regiment was coming after Olaf. This is pretty crazy. You know, it's like, yeah.
But was Manuel with us at the beginning when we had the ghouls in the outhouse?
Yeah, no.
After that, okay.
Yeah, he came in after that. So yeah, as you paint, it really kind of brings the emotion and like how much your tribe means to you and stuff like that. And you notice Brother Wolf is actually kind of watching, and as you kind of finish and look back, he seems very, very pleased with what you've done. You notice some of the pups are like whimpering, like they're crying, you know, like seeing this all out. They're like, oh, it's so sweet. You know, they're like watching a movie. The kids are watching a movie. But you notice Brother Wolf is like really kind of like nods and says, your knowledge is becoming great, and so is more of you, your compassion. Warriors are nothing without compassion, and warriors are nothing without friends. You can be as many warriors as you wish, but if you don't have a heart, you are not alive, and you will die. What you seek is to protect you, but don't forget, it can protect others too. And he kind of looks at the painting, not only these guys, but like some of the paintings are people you've helped.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't forget, that is to serve you and them. A true warrior knows this.
Was this supposed to be one that you turned down?
Yeah.
And he says, but you have done very well, and I am proud of what you've accomplished. This thing you ask for is to aid you, but it does not make you. Then he says, you may go with my blessing. I will try and watch over you, but I cannot protect you against your own past. Only you can do that. Then he kind of nods and kind of says, now get out. He just kind of motions you to, you're on your way. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, paint by numbers.
I'm a turkey.
Yeah. Oh, and he made the turkey with popcorn. That was really awesome. You did a really good job. I'll give you a couple extra appeasement points.
Now, what Bo was doing behind there, I don't know.
Yeah. Bo is, I don't know, writing his name on the wall.
Yeah.
But he kept having to, like, shake the pen. I don't know what was going on.
The damn inks won't come out. You just can't figure out.
Smacking against the thing.
He must have a paint marker in his pants.
Yeah, I gotta go over here and write a different piece of paper. Hey, will you try and see to get this thing to work?
And on that note, we leave the cave. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
So yeah, you guys exit the cave, and as you exit the cave, you find yourself on plains, like grasslands again. And it looks like you're in the Midwest. There's like
we're near
wheat,
Chicago.
and there's all kinds of...
Copperhead.
Yeah, Copperhead's like, I'm going back in the cave. There's all kinds of wheat and corn. The wind is gently blowing, and it's very peaceful out here. And it's like, hey, this is pretty nice. I kind of like this. And as you kind of travel, you come across what looks like a very large river, but it looks more like a creek, but it's ginormous. It's like a creek the size of the Mississippi. You know, it's got the reeds and the cattails and stuff. It doesn't look like a normal river. It's like a giant creek bed. And as you come to this creek bed, you kind of see animal spirits all throughout, you know, and you see like rabbits hopping and even grasshoppers and stuff. You see a couple deer at the water, all kinds of stuff. And it's just kind of abundant with life. And as you kind of walk up, you notice as you walk up, they don't seem to react, but as your companions walk up, they kind of stop, but they don't run, and then they quietly go back to what they're doing. So as you kind of get there, you notice that you see what looks like a feather of some kind of drift down the water, and as it kind of goes to pass you, it turns, like spins on the water, and then goes back upstream. And then here comes another
It's a
feather.
buffalo feather.
And it basically
I know
it's
it.
from a buffalo wing. And it kind of goes back upstream. And as you stand there, about 3 or 4 feathers come down
Like,
and spin
come this
and
way, dumbass.
go back up the stream.
Yep.
Baby tinka tinka sanning moombaga.
He's
That
right.
sounds like
Yeah, he's like, he's
Samoa.
right.
Start going that way.
Yeah, okay. So as you guys start making your way up the river, you see it's kind of going to the mouth of another cave, but this cave is huge. I mean, it's got the rocks and the grass hanging off of it and all that stuff, moss. It looks almost fantasy oriented. I mean, you've never seen anything like this in the real world, that's for sure.
It's One-Eyed Willie's cave.
Here you go. Yeah, you see a baby Ruth come down, float, and go back upside down. There's somebody pooped in the pool. It's a baby Ruth. It's 2 movies in one. Sorry.
Should I do the truffle shuffle? Or not?
Okay, 3. Yeah, Goonies, Caddyshack. Yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Killing it.
Bo's like, how do you know about my one-eye wheelie?
Am I known here in this?
Yeah, you are. That's why the animals freaked out when you showed up.
There's wisdom within the animal kingdom.
Ben says fish on, and Anastasia says ducks.
Ducks? Yeah, there are ducks there. Fish on. Is that a Primus reference, I hope? Fish on. Okay, so as you guys get up to this cave, it's kind of, there's like a mist around, and as you approach,
I apologize.
you hear something from within breathing, and it's a very deep
Breeding?
breathing.
Breathing?
That's him breathing.
Oh.
Breeding. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You hear a very heavy, loud, kind of peaceful breathing. And as you kind of get here, you hear a voice kind of emanate from the cave, and it says,
I like pudding. There was one that's stinky meatball.
you hear a voice from inside, that's what she said. Basically says,
Golf club.
you have come to disturb my sleep, but for a reason?
Question mark.
Yes.
And it sounds like an old, like an old man, his voice.
Yes, I'm here to give imbue my shield with turtle shell.
Turtle power.
It is done. I'm going back to sleep, you son of a bitch. God damn it, I've been training for a week.
Perfect timing.
He's got to go over and review my damn shield.
Sucky's in there. Son of a bitch.
Sucky.
Hey, what,
You want something?
want me to review something?
I tell you what, you send Bo in here for about half an hour,
Yeah, I'll make,
and I give you whatever you want.
yeah, I'll make that turtle shell. Woo-wee.
Oh, man. Okay, so anyway, no, the voice says, what can you do to appease me? Well, can you show your admiration for me?
Well, let's see.
Box of Twinkies.
It's a big Twinkie.
Still have
That's a big thing.
the animal spirit sacrifice, sand painting, tattooing.
Pick one. You've got plenty of animals here. You got plenty of animal spirits. You do have
Pick
sand.
one.
Well, pick one to start if you
Yeah.
need another one. But you've got sand here.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to tattoo one of your partners. No, hold him down. Hold him down. I'm going to put Dickhead right here.
Tattoo an arm on Olaf.
The one left behind.
If you see this arm, insert here.
Yeah, just tattoo on his shoulder. Tab A.
Like a little stick.
No, slot B.
Slot B. Yeah.
No, I'll go ahead and do that sand painting to start with. Let's see. And
It's like an
that's,
entertainment smorgasbord.
Yeah.
Morg.
And the painting itself will be turtle
Org.
Okay.
and as the centerpiece, and then everything around that.
Okay.
Ooh. Turtle winning a race.
Beating the crap out of a rabbit.
Yeah.
Against a minotaur.
With the
a
rabbit
big old
under its
stick.
foot.
With a musketeer hat with a huge feather, and he carrying a little repartee little sword.
Do the Turtle Island Native American motif.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And don't forget, you can always spend chips on these rolls too if you need to.
Can he spend our chips since he's part of his
No.
imagination? No.
No.
Well, 11 is the best I got.
Okay.
2 11s, actually.
Imaginary chips are the best, though.
Yeah.
Which was good enough to
Just need some imaginary fish to go with it.
make it. All I needed was a 7.
Okay. All right. So you
So
do
no
your
raise.
you do your sand painting. How many Peasman points do you get from that?
A total of 4.
Okay. So that puts you at what, 25 appeasement points?
25 with my totem. We still haven't resolved the fast either, so.
Right. So, tell you what. Why don't we go ahead and resolve your fast? Because this is kind of the end, and see if you have enough. Otherwise, you might have to perform another ritual if you can.
Okay. Actually, so blue chip adds or
Another die, and then add it to your highest.
yeah, and is it the same die or is it
It's the same die.
same die?
So if you're rolling d12s, you get to roll another d12 and then add to it.
My eye!
Okay, so my best was 9.
Okay.
I needed at least a 10, so
As long as you get a
This-
1.
add to it, but maybe get a raise.
Yeah, you
so
might get.
another 9, so 18.
Okay.
So success and a raise. It's another 8.
Okay.
So I basically need to spend 1 out of my
Guardian Spirit.
guardian spirit.
Okay. So basically, as you finish that up, you hear that voice, and he says, "You have done well, and you honor us greatly. In that case, I will honor you with your wish, and you will need it." And from the cave, like coming out of the cave, is like Gamera's head. I mean, it's an old, ancient turtle, but I mean, you would all fit in his mouth.
Right.
So this turtle head comes out just very slowly, and it's like got moss and water dripping off
The
of
same
it
thing happened to me last night.
on the toilet. Yeah,
Gamma Man!
Gamma Man. And it comes out and basically hovers over you and kind of like leans its head down to look at you, and it says, "You will need this soon." And it basically kind of shuffles its back, and you hear something splash on the water, and come floating out of the cave is your shield. But it looks like it's got turtles. It's made of turtle shell, like one of his scales. And it kind of floats out in the water upside down. And he's like, "Take it. Use it wisely. I give this to you. And you alone." So you can pick up the shield. And as soon as you pick it up, he says, "You may need it now." And he basically moves his head back into the cave, and you start hearing that snorting.
Mm-hmm.
And as you turn around, there are 7 of them.
Oh!
And as they're around the creek bed, kind of some in the water, they like circle you to the mouth of the cave. And as you look, you notice they now have markings that almost look like Union soldier uniforms, but they're marked into their fur. and they kind of like bellow and start like kicking the ground and swaying their heads. And as they move forward and you grab your shield and you guys are all ready to like, yeah, you suddenly kind of like wake up and you're like, yeah, ah, you know, in this cabin that's full of smoke. And your shield is on your chest because that's where he placed it.
Yep.
You just kind of wake up out of a dream and you're like, it takes you a couple minutes to actually calm down. And there's Adam walks in smoke, just smoking a pipe, watching.
And in the background, you can hear 5 other people going, ah!
Going, son of a bitch, where'd he go? Damn you, light work! No, but as you wake up, the first thought is, where am I? And the second thought is, where are my companions at? And then you realize they weren't real, they weren't your companions, but it was so vivid that your first instinct is to worry about these guys.
Yeah.
And as you do that, you can kind of calm down. Adam looks at you and he's like,
Sucked, didn't it?
hurts, don't it?
You want a toke, man?
He looks at you and he says,
Boogie boogie.
I think you achieved your goal.
Actually, the ooh,
Says, I think you've achieved your goal.
yes, I believe I have.
Well done.
And there was mention made that you have something in your history that was actually applied with a Manitow that was interfering.
It wasn't a Manitow. You must have spoken to Konachi.
Yes.
It was a Ravenite. And as he kind of puts down his pipe, he pulls back his sleeve, and you see what looks like was a tattoo, and it's all like scarred, like somebody just put a hot knife and scarred it. And he's like, I was the last of my tribe. And for a time I followed, and then I thought better of it. They did not like that.
I imagine not.
And I have been not on the run, but avoiding them ever since. But there will be a time when I will rise up and fight them. But not now. I seek a way to undo what he has done. I speak of Raven. Do you know of him?
Yes, I do.
What he's done unleashed this, and I'm seeking a way through my visions for an easier way to undo it. I have not yet found one, but I know there are others like me doing that. I hope to encounter them one day.
Well, for that I will be more than happy to provide whatever assistance I can.
That is good to know. Well, you should... I know you have slept a long time, but you should rest now. You may depart in the morning if you wish. I am glad to be of service to you and my friend Felix. May you aid him well, too.
I plan to.
Good. He pretty much says, would you like to eat now?
Yes, please.
Good. So you guys have a big old feast because you've been fasting for 3 days, both of you.
Donuts.
Yeah.
I've been smoking this stuff for a while, man.
I ordered like
man.
I ordered like 16 pizzas, dude.
That's gonna be awesome, man.
All the way is going to be coming up here real soon.
All the way from Chicago.
Robbie's your first Uber.
Kelvin
Comes riding up.
in
How
a
the fuck did I start doing this?
This shit's cold,
This is a bad idea.
yeah.
But on time.
but on time.
So basically, as you sleep that night, you do have a
Right, for
dream
1 week or
about
3.
Brother Wolf,
Yes.
and he actually comes up to you in the stream and kind of nuzzles your back as you're like standing there in the dream. You feel like you're in the hunting grounds again, and he kind of nudges your back, and you're like, "Oh, hey!" And he basically tells you, "You have done well. You serve well." And
You smell good.
and I noticed that you kept your companions safe, for the most part. You did not lose any.
For the most part.
He says,
Only one part.
he says, you are a true warrior of the wolf. They are warriors in their own way, but if you seek to undo the evils of this land, you should band together, make sure they are all safe, make sure you are safe as well as they, so that you can undo the evils that you encounter. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes, I do.
He says, I know some spirits do not feel that you have the true blood, but you have the true heart. You have your tribe. And he kind of howls and recedes into the darkness, and you wake up that morning like totally refreshed. Your appeasement pool for your guardian spirit is full. So, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm good. So, you have your shield?
On your shield, these names that say Leonardo.
Yeah, that's the turtle shell.
It's the last Ronin.
So basically you wake up, you have your shield, you can sense it has power to it,
Yeah.
and you're free to go
Yeah.
back to Memphis or whatever.
Yeah, actually, the full list of the blessings I had planned for the shield, imbue with turtle shell, so the actual favor is imbued into the shield. It has a permanent appeasement, 3 points, that can be used for that, and it's also indestructible.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can't get destroyed.
It can be knocked off his arm, but it can't be destroyed.
Destroyed, right.
So he can always find it.
Right.
So
So does this mean you'll be playing Manuel along with Trigger in the future, or what?
No, it'll be one or the other.
Yeah.
I hope that was okay.
Kelvin misses his buddy Manuel. Takes a long time.
He does, he does.
Hope it was a good ordeal vision quest for you.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, good. Thank you. So, yeah, Manuel is free, and now that kind of also explained, I made it to where it explained why you were going so long. First of all, you had to walk to Adam's place, and then you were there for like 5 days doing all the ritual stuff, so, and then come back. So that kind of explains why he's been gone so long, so.
Cool.
So,
Good game.
good. I'm glad you liked it. Yay!
Thanks for joining us, everybody. See you all again next
In
Tuesday.
Memphis, Olaf wakes up. What happened to my
Arm
arm?
hurts, yeah.
I must have slipped on my arm wrong. It's all tingling.
They can't feel anything.
Make sure to join us on all of our social media. Go to YouTube, subscribe. We get to 50 on YouTube. We're doing another giveaway. So thanks again, guys, for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see
Thank you
all-
for everybody. I hope I didn't miss too many of you responding and making welcomes to you on the TikTok. I tried my best.
Right
Even if it was one-handed at one point.
What? Yeah, I was gonna have it waited.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
When you got to the end, Turtle was gonna tell you, you know, it's like, well, I'm gonna give you the. You can protect even more now.
Yeah.
So
We had 1,824 views on this TikTok feed.
How many?
1,824.
yeah.
But nobody gave us money.
That was been a fluke.
This TikTok's supposed to get shut down.
Okay. Well, sorry it took so long to do that one, Dave, but
No, that's fine.
I hope it was good because I was on my way to work one day and I'm like,
Subscribe.
and yeah, I was gonna have it to where you had to protect the others, but I couldn't think of what from what, and then I was like, what could be a Manitow? And then I was like, oh, if I made it like a black Minotaur.
Wow, only got 65 views.
We ended up with